Hello people, we've got a Black Widow here. I've been working on this one for a while. If you feel like going back and watching what you missed, this video will be live. Well, it is live, but you can review it later on when it uploads to the old YouTube. And we are going to put some streaks down on here. This is the plane. It is a tail sitter. It's got a little thing down here, you can see it. That way the plane doesn't tip over and it stays on its 3 wheels. So we're also going to be taking care of this little area right there. We're going to make that look pretty with some Model Making Madness. I sprayed this whole thing with some Pledge Revive It. I know you've all seen it. I'm not sure, but it could be wrong. Looks like mine's kind of starting to turn a little yellow. It's possible. I do have it in a cool place, but it is what it is. So we're going to get out the handy dandy little airbrush here and start putting some streaks onto this airplane. I'm going to start with like a light white color that I have just as a base to get everything to stick properly. Hopefully everything looks good. Yeah, using that right there. Who knows? We'll see how this turns out. It can't be too bad, right? As long as my batteries in my little thingy are working here, which they don't seem to be. There we go. Got this. This helps. Mixing stuff up. That's what I like to use. And get that a little dirty. That's okay. So I just clean it up with my little bottle of alcohol that I got here. Look at that. Quick, easy. I like it. I'm going to put some of this paint down. Mix it inside the cup. Just because I'm not going to use a lot because it's just for streaks. Got a little bit in my cup already. We've got like right here some of that. You can see it. Got some Tamiya thinner. I use the preferred stuff. You know, they say you should use acrylic, not acrylic thinner, but lacquer thinner works just as well, but I'm not about to try that. I've seen videos, so maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. It's all good for me. So anyway, got that down. Mix up our paints. See what kind of good stuff we got going on. Wish me luck. I think I got a 4mm needle nozzle going on. So we will try to mix this. Get our air pressure down. Spray a little sample. We gotta see how good this comes out. There we go. I like it. So we're gonna see how well this works. But first, I'm gonna have to do a little something here. You know, for accuracy, of course. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't blow away. Right there, you saw me put that down. Hopefully this all turns out nicely. We're not going to go too high above this because you're going to follow the curvature of the aircraft when it's flying. So a lot of the mist will come down this way. And a lot of it dissipates right about over here. I'll do that for both sides. That's what that's going to look like. You also got to do the other side. So we're going to do that, and you got a little fingerprint right there, but good thing about weathering is you just sand it down and call it weathering. So we're going to ignore the fingerprint. Get this little guy right here. Got to be careful with this aircraft. Rest it just like that. See how I got that right there? Really, if you want to have that in a good position, it should be all the way down, and this tank wouldn't be able to fit, but I got the tanks on there. So we're going to put a little bit of weathering on the sides here. At least as far as we can reach. Do some streaking right here. Just light exhaust marks. Doesn't have to be heavy. It's a little crop dusting almost. Because by the time it hits that tail, it's almost just about gone. But it will hit it. And it does cause a nice little effect. Let's see, this side right here kind of comes all the way down. And once we're done with the white, we're going to put a little bit of lighter tan in there. Should have gotten this side from over here, but that's okay. And, I still got a little bit of that left in there. So the good way to get rid of that is you don't. Get yourself a different color. Like some brown, for example. Or some flat earth. Mix up some of this stuff. These paint mixers, they come in really handy. I will say. You get them dirty. It's just so easy to clean off with the bottle that I don't know how many people use these at all. I just fill a bottle of alcohol up. As long as you don't drop it on anything, you're good. I mean, it's pretty clean. So make sure you cap everything. We don't need spills. We've got this. Best way to mix that, in my opinion, is just do little bits. I'm just going to get a toothpick. Slowly get the color in there. Just like that. Since that's white, hopefully it lightens this up a good bit. I don't know if it's going to or not. It might. And we could try to cap it up, do a little back filling, which will get a bunch of that paint that's down in there inside. So we will now have a lighter brown color to go over the white. And that magic trick does appear to have worked. So do a little test spray on that, get a good bunch of that out of there. So now we can add a little bit more color to this. Not a lot though. Not a lot. Just enough to get the job done. And of course the tail. And it doesn't matter how it looks, just kind of get it on there. We need to cap this up though. Turn it around. And now just get this side like that. And for the fun stuff, take your airplane, turn it back over. Now we find our piece that we dropped on the ground over here somewhere. Good thing it's big so the carpet monsters won't totally devour it. By the way, nothing's better than getting a hand cramp while you're modeling. So you kind of got to maybe drink more water, eat a banana, something. Now we got this going on right here. Light brown. Let's see, is it coming out? There we go. And you just got to get the other side. This. Exhaust stains are a wonderful, fun thing to try to mimic. And remember, if you make aircraft, you don't have to weather them at all. You can make them look like they're straight out of the factory. That's what's fun about modeling. You can do whatever you want to do. All right. I think that looks fairly good for the exhausts, except for one more piece. I'm going to put a little bit darker color in there and really bring some color out of this since we've got the light browns in there. We'll take this same earth color, just dip a bit more of that into our airbrush. We don't need a lot. We just want to make this color darker than what it is, and this should do it. I got two little drops in there. I don't know if you can see. There we go. Now I'm mixing these colors. Spray some of that out of there. See how it looks doing a test. I know you can't see it, but I'm doing it. That should work. And you can see the difference right there. A little bit darker. And of course, once again, you can't forget the back side again. So you're going to get a little bit of that in there. Oh, this is so hard working with this plane. All the open windows. That's okay. It's model making madness, and we make it look pretty. There we go. And a little bit more over here. How accurate this is, I don't know. But my model. So I can do whatever I want. By the way, if you chat, I might see it, I might not. I can answer questions if you do. So maybe from now on, I'll just do my videos every 2 weeks like I was before. And then after the 2 weeks, I might do stuff in between like live videos instead where you can see the real process. Now granted, I have some planes built a year after you actually see the video. That way it gives me a chance to get ahead of the game. I don't get burnt out on making videos due to YouTube's algorithms, because you know how that goes. People want to try to get more and more subscribers like we all do, and viewers, because it's fun, because we get making money off of this. But at the same time, you want to have fun making videos and doing your hobby, not just making videos because they pay you money. So you see what this looks like so far. So the things I was going to do to this, because the windows, as we know, this model has a reputation for having a bad fit. I think this wheel here gets turned all the way around though. There we go. So as you can see, I've pretty much eliminated the seam lines. This goes up and down. These windows right here, they're hard to put in. So what I was going to do, I saw one video, or ironically, I was just going to leave these off, stick them over here, as if, you know, they're working on them. But then I saw one in which they had them up somehow. I'm not exactly sure because it doesn't quite match the way I saw it in a video, but you know, it's got little tabs on them. I guess maybe like that. But you can find a way to make this stay up. I might just put it right there on the side as if they're working on it. So that will work for me. But now we got to paint this little guy right here. So we're going to do that. I think some silver will be good, and then we'll weather that as well, kind of like this, except we're going to make it look a little bit different. So we're just kind of going to do like a dry brush technique. I'm going to use some chrome silver that I have, which, I mean, it's an okay color. It works. I should probably clean out my airbrush though before we do this. That way it doesn't dry, so you get to hear me do all that junk. But I guess that's part of watching live videos, so you can either listen to me babble while I clean out my airbrush. Always good to label stuff, by the way. I'm in the drilling industry and they teach you label stuff. That way you don't drink anything you shouldn't be drinking. Granted, I wouldn't ever be drinking out of this. Some people might, because, you know, maybe that's their thing, but not me. If you like drinking rubbing alcohol, be my guest. Not my thing, like I said, but who knows? Everybody's got a thing that they like doing. So move this off to the side. I mean, I guess I could show you how I clean my airbrush out. I just spread that alcohol in there. Rub this around really good. As you know, I do. Get myself my big old bottle that I have here. This is also alcohol. Isopurple alcohol. Just dip some of that in. Get yourself a paper towel. I got a zillion of them lying around here. Welcome to Cleaning Airbrushes 101. For those that use an airbrush, have fun with it. For those of you that don't, it's whatever. Some people say they'd get better results using hand painting, so it's always to each their own. Got a little left there at the bottom. Gonna do some of that. Put some extra stuff in there. Live chat. Was somebody chatting? I saw something. I'm not sure what it did. Anyway. This brown sure looks like a fun color to clean out. Now my other finger is cramping up, so that makes everything fun. We'll spray some of that out. See how well this does. I didn't used to weather things, but then I got bored with not weathering stuff and making things always kind of goes, oh, here's what it looks like if it belongs in a museum, but that's not really how they are. I'm still convinced they kind of keep planes in a fairly decent manner. They just don't clean them as often, because it does take a lot of maintenance and work to clean a jet fighter airplanes, but different strokes for different folks, different countries do all sorts of different things. I hate cleaning out my airbrush. I don't do it too often. At least a deep clean. I'm not down with that. I don't know why. But try to blow some of this out of there. At least sometimes you know how to get away with using colors and not cleaning them. Such a fun process. It's always best to kind of just dump everything out. Blow it back a little bit. Spray it out. There we go. We're getting there. So for those of you who didn't see the beginning, I sprayed the entire model with my Pledge Revive It, which is the former future floor gloss. And people are like, well, I spray stuff with the floor gloss. It's a floor gloss. It's a polish. It's not a paint. Who cares? It works. It serves a purpose. I'm glad. Oh, you clean your airbrush? I can't stand it. To each their own. But that's the joys of painting. Put my paints away over here. Let me clean off my thingamabobbers, because I don't know the names of anything. We all know that. That's just classic me. Got these. They work great. And it's kind of, even though they don't have measuring stuff, it's easy for paint, or at least mixing ratios, if you can eyeball stuff fairly well, because you know the paint only will go so far up into these. They don't go all the way up. So that makes things even better. So you can just judge really well about your mixing ratios. So, you know, I have one for this, and usually it goes up to about right there. So I know Tamiya, you can do 2 to 1. So if you do 2 of these and 1, that's your ratio. Some of it's 3 to 1, but fairly simple. I still got a little paint left in that thing, but it's always good to keep your working tools clean. Clean tools are happy tools. That's what I always say. There we go. We'll clean that out with the pipe cleaner later. Oh, and this. Can't forget this. My battery's dying. This is like the best investment ever. It's like $15, I think it is. Quick little motor. Just leaves these things spotless. Time to crack open a frosty beverage. Carbonated soda. I gotta love it. Somebody said I was going to turn into a soda because I drink so much of it, and that's probably true. Although I don't need to turn into a soda. Things happen. All right. Got some paint brushes. I finally learned how to clean paint brushes properly. They said get some of this stuff, so we'll see how that works, and some of this stuff. So I'm not plugging anything. I'm just going by what I was told. I know people like to know these things. So let me move this. I'm actually also recording these for my videos. I dropped something. I don't know what it is. What is it? Let's see here. I better pick this up. Don't want to step on that. So the good thing about acrylics is they dry rather quickly. So you put it on, you can just go over them really fast. With other stuff, half the things I've seen for weathering, I don't even really do anymore. I'll just do it at the same time as everything else. I gotta be careful with the tips of this brush, because what's the point, right? I mean, you can be careful, you can mix things. It's all a happy little project, how things turn out. I mean, look at this. Once it stays, it stays. I do like using the acrylics or the lacquer from Tamiya. I decant mine. I just put it in this jar right here. So that helps out a lot. I'll see people left and they're missing all the fun stuff. That's a shame. They'll be back. Clean off the paintbrush. Well, do I need to clean it off? Probably not. We can just leave it as it is. Let's get the color we originally had out here, our little earth brown. I don't remember where I put it, so now I got to find it. I'll take some of this. Let's see here. Do I want this color or a different one? We'll try this. Put some of that in a little cup. Dropping toothpicks loaded with paint everywhere. Maybe I should clean my brush. We'll do this differently than what I wanted to. I like experimenting and trying different techniques on things. Cleaning your brush is important. I know y'all hate seeing it, but it's got to get done. If you don't do it, all hell breaks loose. That'll work for now. Let's try Yay Almighty Q-tip loaded with paint. I have no idea how this is going to work. I'm just trying something new. Oh, well, look at that. Not bad. I like that effect. Huh. Learn something new every day, right? Q-tip. That's wet with paint. I'm looking for a red color, people, because we're going to add some pinks into this to make it look kind of like rust. Let's see here, orange. I want to use some enamels. Hopefully they work. Dial it down just a little bit. I got some flat cherry red. I'm not too big on enamels anymore because they're hard to clean. Very hard to clean, but that's okay. All right, got that. Let's see what we can mix here. See how well this turns out. We don't need a lot. That's a dirty cup too. What a cruel world. Hopefully I've got some white somewhere. Found some gloss white. So we're going to use this gloss white. We're going to mix it with the red to create kind of like a pinkish color. There we go. Probably going to mix this separately. I got a little too much on there. We don't need a lot. But we want more white with the red. That looks good right there. I know y'all can't see this as well, but there we go. We'll do that. Oh, I like that. Look at that. Nice little pink color right there. Oh, that looks really nice. So, going to take a little bit of a sponge. Not a lot. Just a small bit of sponge that I've got here. Find myself some tweezers. Got my tweezers. Wish me luck. Just a little bit. There we go. Clean side. Just like that. And we need to find another little color to mix in with there to make it look really pretty for some model making madness. Get her done. Thanks for watching with me, by the way. 35 minutes into this. 8 likes. It's a world record for me. But yes, pinks and oranges, they go very good together for creating rust spots. which is what we're doing now. And by the way, those are enamels. So let's see here. I got some skin tone. I think, is this skin tone? What is this? Flat tan beige. That's if anything's even in there. I have a bad habit of being able to get paints to stay good. So like this, it's like kind of, look at that. It's like a gelatinous muck. I've never been good with keeping paints good. I don't know how people say they've done it for years and years and years. Kudos to them, right? Anyway. Ugh. Gross. Take some of this. I know you can't see this, but you want to see this. Look how thick this is. Take some of that. We'll just put that on there. Scoop the rest of this down into my paint. I guess that's another color I'll have to buy eventually. Go figure, right? So I've dabbed that already. Take some more of that. Light colors. I think that's turning out nicely. You just want to blend it in really good. Various ways of doing that. There we go. I like that. Trying to cap my paints up properly. I told you I am horrible at that. Keeping things clean. I'll turn my airbrush off. I'm sure you're sick of hearing that go off. So, got that. It's kind of what that looks like. I don't know if this will even focus on that, but my camera's kind of broken. That fell. Well, it even focus. There we go. Just had to touch my screen. I don't know what you think about that and rust-wise. I think it's halfway decent. I gotta show that for the camera too over here that I got recording. All right. I think maybe we can try to do some wheels. I'm not really good with weathering wheels, but first time for everything. I want to make sure that doesn't go anywhere. Have to be careful with the windows. By the way, if you're building this thing, don't forget to paint the inside of that right there. So, wheels. How to do the wheels. Maybe a gray color might work. Just dry brush some gray on to mimic weathering. First though, that needs to be cleaned off. That's gross. For those of you watching at home, all one of you, you do not have to weather your wheels either. You can make them look brand new. I'm just trying to do different things. I know they will look a little bit different weathered-wise. I'm going to use my gray right here and see how well we do. Got that. It's XF19 Tamiya color. Maybe just dry brush it on a little bit. I think you can get like chalks and things like that. I'm just too lazy to spend any bit of money for anything. So we're going to do the wheels somehow, weather them with a little bit of gray. Maybe I will use the same technique I've been using. Get another toothpick here. Let's see here. Anything? No. There we go. So let's put a little bit gray down in there. There we go. I don't need a lot for a dry brushing effect. And I'm pretty sure I have a junky brush. I have one somewhere. I don't know where. But that doesn't surprise me. Oh, here we go. Found one. This is a real piece of junk right here. So we'll try to use that, see how this works. And get a little bit of paint in there. And tap your paint out. Brush is a little too stiff. So we'll try using this. This should work. Make it work. I think you can do that. I wish comments wouldn't just vanish and go away. Maybe I got to find out how to put them on. Oh, there we go. I used my brain. Let's see here. You were working on that. And the fuchsia will look like the Grand Canyon. Well, the Grand Canyon's not bad. Deep, clean, words. Yeah. Ultimate Bucko. Are you from Pittsburgh? Because, you know, they got the Bucks play here. People tend to love them. Well, that just got really bad and fast. That's okay. Looks a little too icky there. That's all right. I won't tell if you don't tell. It's what makes modeling fun. Just learning how to do things. Oh well. Yes, I do have season tickets for the Bucks. 20 games a year. I get to go see them be disastrous and wonderful pitchers get to pitch. It's awesome. I don't mind. This is kind of turning out okay. I don't know. Just weathering on wheels. I'm sure I could put something on this to thin it out a little bit, but not that bad. I wish the chat would actually stay, but it goes away. So that's another cool thing. This dry already, yeah. So that's a good thing about acrylics is they dry in about 30 seconds. So I mean, not too bad. I'll just deal with that. I'll learn to weather wheels a different day. Maybe not this day. I'm sure I can do some other types of weathering though for this aircraft to make it look pretty. Get myself, since I coated this already in enamel, maybe try a mixture of some sort of gunk and weather it just a little bit. I've got some stuff over here and it smells great. I just got to see where I put it. I don't like using it, but it's already made, so maybe I'll continue to use this. Mix it up a little bit. It's like my own concoction. It smells horrible. Mix it up. Let's see what I can use to put this stuff on. So it goes on rather thick. And then it eats the paint. So that's never good. Let me see here. Wish me luck. See how thick I don't like that. I'm trying this though. Light weathering. There we go. It's getting a little dirty. That's what we want. A little bit of dirt. Not a lot of dirt. There we go. And put some over here. Yeah, you like that? No, the BBs in the drop tank did not work at all. They're I had to put the thing under here, right there. I mean, I put the propellers on, but then I got lead weights. Where are those at? And I had to flatten those out. So this was originally right there. It was originally round. I flattened it out. Ew. Shoved it down into there, right in there, but it just was like still not heavy enough. So I think, you know, the way to do it sometimes is with this cowling off, put a lot of weight into there that isn't these, maybe BBs, something that's like more round, like the other pellets. I don't know. Or you leave the front of the radom on, if you want to call it the radom, and do it that way. But the pellets, they added weight, but I just couldn't get enough of the weight in there to do anything at all. So yeah, no BBs. I mean, you could try it if you want, but there we go. Now I'm getting the effect I want without ruining my paint job. Look at that. Oh yeah. Dig it. I know what I can do though. Take some of this stuff. It's an engine. Gross it up a little bit. All right. Turn the plane this way. Yeah. Okay. I know y'all can still see that, which is good. By the way, if you're working with what I'm using is turpentine mixed with like enamel paints. It smells great. It's good for rotting your brain cells and other things. I should probably be using a mask, but I'm not. There we go. You don't want everything too clean. Grime is good. Let's see if I could kind of get a little bit on there in various places. Unknown spaces. It's a mad, mad world. Yeah. You have to be careful with holding this stuff. The drop tanks, by the way, I painted. They're strictly primer, and that's what I used for them. Oh yes, there we go. You can see the dirt just going right on there. Makes it look nice and grimy. Just have in the right amounts. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Model making madness. I know I've said that once too many today. That's okay. I'm sure this is coming out just fine. Got to get this side too. It's actually leaving nice little streaks. Oh boy. Not too bad. I mean, I'll show you all here in just a second what it looks like. You can't see everything in here. So that's them. Light streaking. There's my oopsies with the wheels. I'm going to leave it. Probably sand. I don't know. So, also one for the camera because it likes to see that. But here we go. Old dirt on the US logo right there. I did not put the common markings on because I didn't want to. And you've got right here, by the way, I painted the landing lights. Need to dirty those up a little bit. There we go. Landing lights were done with painted them white, then just a drop of enamels and things like that. I think this looks good. I like it. So I think what we'll do is we'll take this right here, put some of this stuff on it, just like this. Hopefully that stays. I can't promise it will. Now I'll do the same thing with this. So when I painted this model, I actually glued these down with the white glue so I could paint it and not get any of the stuff in there colored. So let's see. Should dry clear, which will be my goal. Try to get a window or two to stick. I've got this, which I also glued that down. That's for the inside, which is, it's right there. You could see it, I think. Right there. Goes in there. So that stays off. Windows. Of course, I've got this, which I'm leaving off as well. I'll probably paint the little guys and do things. We'll take this, glue this down, at least the best I can. White glue is great. You do all sorts of good stuff with it. You built it from the home, yeah. Yeah, I know. People give these a bad rap, the old P-61s. Well, no kidding. It's old. It was made in 1973. I wasn't even alive yet. And, if you want a a perfect kit, pay $100 for a perfect kit, and you will get a perfect kit. They're called Tamiya. If you want something that you actually have to do modeling with and modeling skills, you get the old monogram 1967 kits. You know, I mean, this may be Revell now, but it was a monogram. And I had fun doing this one. I think it doesn't look half bad. You know, I've seen all sorts of variations of this plane, but at least now I'm happy with how it's turning out. I don't know if that's going to stick there. It might. It's got a little bit of glue. It'll dry clear. Got that there. Put that down with some glue. Need to cap up my paint so I don't get high on it, because I don't even smell it anymore. So yeah, that's probably a bad thing. But I think this is done. I don't know what y'all think. This is I'll just make a diorama and leave that somewhere. I'm going to let that dry. I would show you the bottom, but we all know we can't do that just yet. So, yeah. All right, people. Thank you for watching with me. Remember, I know you love subscribe, comment, and like. Yeah, had to be the hours of enjoyment, get out of that. $40 for 50 plus hours of entertainment. Yeah, I mean, with this plane, all I did, the gaps, yeah, they were bad, but if you fix them ahead of time before you even glue anything, which is what I did, I just, I would put the pieces together, I'd hold them up to the light. If I could see something shining through the light, I'd find the heavy spots or the raised spots, sand down the raised spots. It wasn't a problem. So, like we have spots that were like, I can point, like in one of my videos, oops, like inside of there, when you're putting that together, the way that was molded and maybe age, the actual thing right there doesn't seat well with it. So you got to sand down the inside of this part, and then the raised portion will fit in nicely like that, and that's what I did. I just took my time holding things up to the light, finding like I said, the raised spots, like the little pins that go into the box like that, some they have that little rounded edge on there. So that wouldn't always sit flush with the leading edge of the plane. So I would sand those down a little bit, file them down just so everything sit flush. I'd file down some of the pins, so those would be flush inside of the box portions of them. And that's it. So I think this one is done. I like it. I would give this model, like if you're looking for a model to do, it's definitely an A+, because you have to work at it. It doesn't just go together like a Tamiya kit, and you have to make it look pretty with some model making madness. So this is it. I'm going to have a video out on Friday, or I'm sorry, not Friday, but Saturday for sure. I didn't do it this Saturday, doing the once a week thing. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to take it as it is so I can enjoy my hobby, not worry about making videos, because I was a lot happier putting one out every 2 weeks. And instead I can do this stuff and you can watch, and that is almost the same because it's going to upload to YouTube anyway, and I can read all the comments afterwards. Battle damage. See, I hate, this is a hard part, is seeing all the comments sometimes. To the not so great part. Yeah, that's all you do. You just, yeah, I like the exhaust. I think I did okay with those if you saw me. If not, go back and watch it. But I'm having fun with this one. That's all that matters. And, I mean, I made this moved. Thank goodness. Got a little bit of glue inside of the window, but just going to call it dirt. Some people will lose their minds over that, and I'm just like, not a big deal. So here it is. My P-61 Black Widow. Look, oh, there you go. See, I put some weathering on that little silver spots. Thanks for watching. I am going to see you on the next one, because this video is going to be an hour long. So, bye.